right, guys. This is DJ Wolf Live. Give me a second. I'm gonna try to get some libations out some from my throat, man, because I was screaming a little bit last night. I'll tell you in a second. Mm. All right, now part of the reason why I was probably screaming and stayed up half the evening. Watch. Well, I didn't even watch the second game. I was so upset about the first game. Now, of course, you know the Washington Commanders lost a big game last night, the championship against the Philadelphia Eagles, 55. Yeah, you heard it right, 55-23. And I'm gonna tell you, our defense didn't show up and made a lot of botching mistakes, and definitely the offense. Man, our O line was done, man. They were toast, and they were toast earlier on too. That's the bad part about it. They were toast. They just didn't bring it like I thought they were going to do. Not even close. Nothing like what they did in Detroit. And the offense was really shaky at best. It just, man, it's just Detroit. Just I mean, not Detroit. I'm sorry, Philly just manhandled. They really did. They have the number one defense in the league, and it looks like they have the number, if I ain't mistaken, the number two offense in the entire NFL as well. And because they were bringing it. Saquon Barkley is a savage. Jalen Hurts is a savage, but Saquon Barkley as a running back, man, he can't be stopped, man. That dude is a absolute savage, and he gonna get you 150, 200 yards per game, if not more, every game. I mean, the game that we played with them last time when they was here, he had 150 yards. That was that was on his worst day. You know, he got 60 yards running in the first quarter in 18 seconds. Can you believe that? Off of a return kick. Yeah. No one on our defense held him accountable. Nobody. Nobody on the defense held him accountable from the Commanders. Nobody. This is ridiculous. You know, and don't get me wrong. I'm proud of what we did. I'm proud of what the Commanders did this year. They did something no one expected them to do. We didn't even expect to get this far into the playoffs. We went on to the championship. We were just one ticket punch away from the Super Bowl. You know, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. You know, that's saying that we came a long way this past year. We still got one of the best rookie quarterbacks ever in Jaden Daniels. I still believe it. You know, and like I was telling people, we'll lose or draw. We ain't seen the best of him yet. We haven't. We have not seen the best of this young man. We haven't seen the best of his offense. His offense actually is better than what they did last night. Way better. And I'm like, that's the thing that kind of shocked me and saddened me a little bit that we have a much better offense than the offense that played last night. 'Cause that offense that played last night, for lack of a better word, and I don't mean no harm to put any dissension to the season, the great season we had. But last night that offense was trash, complete trash. It really was. And the defense was an abomination for real. To give up 55 points like that. I mean, in some cases, just it was just too easy. They dropping passes left and right. You know, and in some cases, those passes that were dropped left and right were a challenge. They didn't bother to recover them or anything. I was like, just like feel it, oh, go ahead, you know. But their offense is overpowering our defense. That's a problem in itself. That's what's going to have to be addressed in the offseason. When their offense is good enough to overpower your defense, man, it's time to reevaluate. Real talk. you know, that's another whole story. I don't know. I said, but I do think that we still got a team that the Marshawn, the guy from the Saints, man, he's suspect, man. And I don't mean suspect in the manly way. I'm talking about suspect in his playing. Because in that Tampa Bay game, the guy who we had beef with for Tampa Bay ate him up on that line, man. And he had nothing to show for it. And he did the same thing last night, and he did the same thing in Detroit. He had nothing to show for it. He's a bust. We should never got him. You know, real talk. He didn't show up. He had played for a half a season after we got him. So that's another whole story. It just it's all kind of wrong. It just wasn't the game that we known we could play better than what we did. But like I said, overall, we did a great job. We were 12-5 in the postseason. I mean, in the regular season, and turned around and won two more games behind that in playoffs. You know, old saying go, you bring it first from a mighty long way. He did. Jay Daniels, right now, I still say is the future of the franchise, and I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. This is just the beginning. He's just getting started. Real talk. You know, I'm proud of what they accomplished, though. I really am. To get to 12-5, not a lot of teams do that. And a matter of fact, out of 14 teams, the Commanders was one of the few teams that actually accomplished it. You know, they just got beat by a better team. You know, but they went to Philly. You know, somebody was saying I thought the same thing too. I think if they had played the Rams, it might have been a different story. You know, but I just had a feeling that Philly was gonna bring their A game on these guys. They didn't want to be back to the same embarrassment they dealt with when they was out here a while back. They didn't want to go back to that. You know, and the Philly fans were right behind them, cheering them on. You know, I don't know, guys. Guys, I'm riding with them next year. I plan on getting some more Commanders gear. I plan on doing it. The off season now, the price is probably going down a little bit. I plan on getting it. So, and I found a couple places I'm gonna be rocking with as far as getting gear from. But it is what it is, folks. You win some, you lose some. I mean, this is a team that came from a mighty long way, folks. They did. They came a hell of a long way from what they were uh, years ago. You know, this is the first they got the playoffs since 1991. You know, and it's something to be proud of. You know, it is. At least it gives us hope for next year. I mean, look at Detroit. For the last 3, 4 years, they kept coming back every year. When they started having one season, they kept coming back, and that's the same thing that's going on with us. That's what happened with the Commanders when they were the Redskins years ago. When they started winning games, that streak they were winning from the early '80s on up to the early '90s. You know, they kept coming back every year until they won Super Bowl, and that's going to happen with us next year, guaranteed. They're going to come back. They're going to bounce back stronger than ever. And like I said, I don't think they're done. They ain't done. That's just only the beginning, folks. You can bet anything on that. With that, I'm out.